Well, hello, folks. It's Sheriff Eddie McGuire coming to you as a candidate for District 1 Commissioner. As you can see here, I've got a little map up, so things look a little prettier than they usually do. You usually got to see my big bald head on the screen. So the good thing is now all you get to see is my pencil, because I put us up a nice pretty map of the southwest portion of Marshall County. Now, if you'll notice right here, this is Highway 402 coming into Brewers. Most of you on Soldier Creek know that we're just finishing up a project right here for potable water to come off. Then it kind of goes down Mayfield Highway, and then that's the little section of Jack Treese, I believe, that they have gotten done. A couple of years ago, I was going through the archives on the Marshall County's website, and I seen a work order for about 8,200 feet of line, and I believe that's the section of Jack Treese that they service with that. So all of this out here is serviced by Jonathan Creek Water District. You'll notice up here coming out, this is Wadesboro Road. This is a 90-degree turn right there at Wadesboro and Jackson School. Here's the Oliver Farm. You keep going, Carriage and Oak Shadow, all the way out to 1949, which is Wadesboro Road. That's where the water stops with this main line from Benton Water. And here's Benton Water that comes out Mayfield Highway and stops at the new stave mill, the wood products. And then there's a little leg about a half a mile off of Hauser Road. Now, most of this, I was speaking with those folks here this past week. The reason it even goes that far down Hauser Road is because of the homeowners actually paid individually to have it run from the house before them, run it down one house, and then they paid all that, out of pocket. So I spoke with the City of Benton officials to see, where are they going to be, where are they at with these projects up here. We know they're moving this way with Soldier Creek. I've not heard of any plans if they're going to keep going up Mayfield Highway. Are they going to go down 58 and come up Van Zora? I've not heard anything about these projects, but I did talk to the Benton City officials, because I had a couple people tell me that, I'm not going to use the word promise, that they were promised to have water right in this area. And that's Hauser Road and Wadesboro Road, that they said that they would have water out in this area by the fall. So obviously that piqued my interest of intrigue. So I went out and I did my homework, went and talked to the Benton City officials at the water department at City Hall. And as of right now, they don't have any plans to run this out. They don't have any plans to come off of Oak Level and run down this way. So I think you've got, and I've heard that folks right here, like I think that's Joseph Lane, that there may be a house or two that has water on there that has really low water pressure. And if they were to crank the water pressure up, these folks over here would be affected by leaks, and it's not sustainable. And I'm sure you probably heard that in fiscal court meetings, how this needs to be rebuilt before we can expand with boosters and whatnot and larger lines. So I just wanted to bring that up. It's not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but if this is going to be done by fall, it's going to have to come up through Jonathan Creek. And I don't know that they could get to you by fall. I don't know if that's their plans. I've not seen any of the plans from the county that has to do with the new ARPA money. I think there's actually $4.5 million, now that I think of it, that's been put aside, which is a good thing, to expand the potable water. But I wanted to let you all know that I don't, like I say, I'm not saying I'm right, but I don't see this Hauser Road area, Van Zora, happening by the fall. I want you guys to make an informed decision, an accurate decision. I'm not, like I say, I'm not saying anybody's making promises or anything, but I can tell you one thing. I'm not going to promise you anything that I can't keep. I'm not going to promise you that we can get you out here. But what we can do is we can work together with the City of Benton. We can work together as a fiscal court with Johnson Creek Water. Once you get that team in place, sitting down at the table, that's when we can begin to move these lines out through grant funding or through ARPA funds. So enjoy your Saturday. Listen, I'm having a great time going out and knocking door to door. You folks are definitely ready for some conservative values and conservative spending to take place on the fiscal court. I've heard, and it's hard being in the paper all the time and being in the news all the time for overspending, especially when we don't have the basics. When I say get back to the basics, public safety, water, roads, county employees making a livable wage, those are the basics. Before we can do anything else, the wise man builds his house on a solid foundation. A foolish man builds his house on sinking sand.